Sweet. All right. Outlook for the week was started on GU, obviously bearish. So GU is in an interesting spot given that we've taken that daily low. So of course it's going to be due for a retracement. It's just a matter of when now. Like how long are we going to push? With it being a daily low, like we don't have to turn around here. We could come, all the way down here and it'll still make sense for it to turn around. So it's a case of right now of needing to confirm that with the daily low break that we're not yet doing anything with it. So there's the break point here. So we've broken post sweep of the daily low. But this range, in my opinion, is just trash because this supply area is taking out liquidity and it's retest. Like that point there is technically the retest of the daily break. So I'm no longer interested in that. So it's hard because buys make sense up to here. But given the momentum, I don't really want to be trying to buy it. So I'll be probably sitting away from it a little bit and looking to sell when we take that. And then if we can get that after taking it, obviously like we can look to sell through here or whatever. But that'll be a good confirmation that we're looking to continue bearish. But what happens in this next 15-minute leg, even if we get something like this, sweep and break, just whatever happens inside of this leg is going to be a pretty strong teller of what price is looking to do from here as a whole. Um, Whether we're going to start our massive complex pullback, which what are we? We're in November now, so we very well could for the last little bit of the year or this last quarter, given that we've been bearish. Because where's October start? Yeah, October starts that high, so there's no coincidence that that made a full new leg. So we may be bearish for this last quarter of the year, and then come into the first quarter of next year, we might start our retracement. I wouldn't be surprised for that. We're normally bearish at this time of year, so I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, really just looking to see what it's going to do inside of this leg. We'll go to AU. AU just makes sense for sells. Obviously, where it is like we're inside of that bullish leg, but we're yet to mitigate anything down here inside of that. We're inside of that leg on the hourly, but we're bullish here on the 15 minutes. So obviously it's now looking like we're going to follow with that hourly leg. So just be looking to follow with that momentum, selling down to fill the last little bit of that imbalance through there, and target that extreme demand area. So yeah, just be looking for sells in terms of like where to sell from. At this stage, it's looking like that demand might hold for a little bit longer. Could get that inducement high, sweep that, and then sell from there. But we are building up a lot of liquidity down here, so it may not need to come that high up. Did we sweep that yet? We have actually swept that retest there. So you might actually find you go sweep, smart money point, something like that, sweep, and then sell off to target all that. But AU just makes sense to continue with that bearish momentum. So not looking to do anything more than that. Cool. And EU's broken external 15-minute. Obviously, we're ages away from that daily point, but we're inside this area now. Yeah, cool. This is really good. So obviously for ages, we've been looking to target all of that imbalance. So just looking to continue selling into that. But given that GU's swept and EU's broken its external 15-minute leg, we might find we get a bit of a retracement, which makes sense with the structure cycle on both pairs. Next point that we could really expect to give us a good whack to the downside, I would be looking at that inducement there. So really looking to come up to that point. So utilizing the both pairs, we can look for buys. My next spot for sells would just be the sweep of that, but I'm also looking for either that or that to give us a big whack. Obviously, that's our decisional point of that external break there. So if we can get the inducement into the mitigation of that, that'd be really clean for sells. So I think EU makes the most sense for buyers, AU makes the most sense for sells, and GU makes the most sense to sit on your hands and let it at least sort itself out for a little bit. So yeah, we'll see what that's gonna do. But AU and EU are looking really good to start the week with.